Hi everyone and welcome to my place. Actually I should say Prestige Botanical because that's my other new place. These are my new range of flowers, and when I look at this I see a summer afternoon. They are absolutely beautiful. They're soft and delicate and feminine, and I love, let me just show you. Look at these beautiful high summer coloured green hydrangeas. They are superb and I love them, and the little tinges of beautiful blush on the ends of their little petals, and the lovely light and sort of limey new fresh green. They are just so beautiful. I have to say that I'm having a proud moment because this is exactly what I wanted to achieve when I set off on this journey. So those are beautiful. Look at these peonies. Now does that just not look like, it just looks like summer, early summer when they come, all opened up and they've been released from their tight little balls where they've had their wee winter coats on, and the sun's kissed them and they've just opened and opened and opened. And what's lovely about these is I get to have them to use all year, and in the middle of the winter, if I've got something special coming, I can still have these. I can put them into a vase in my bedroom. It's one of those moments when you just need a bit of soft and loving. This represents soft love to me, because actually in the language of flowers, it's for pure and gentle love. They're just absolutely beautiful, and the detailing in the inside, it's beyond words. I just love them. I'm not nature yet, but I'm working towards being like nature. Actually, let's just say I should just keep with what I do and just let nature be. But I've just had a wee play to achieve something that we can have for all year. And the other reason why I've designed these flowers, the arranged that I've done is, you know, when you're doing a wedding and you want a particular type of peony and they're not available, well, guess what? I've solved that because I've got them, because I have that problem all of the time. So now I don't. Now the other thing I've got is these. Look at these beautiful little roses. They just look like a Floribunda growing in the garden. The only thing that's missing is the fragrance. But as I said, I'm working on that. But I just really love their little cupped faces, and when you look into them, there's like the tiniest little yellow glow from their stamen, and it almost looks like a bee wants to come and just land on them. So I've got those. I've also got these. These are my favorite, and these are almost the same as what my nan used to grow in her garden. They are absolutely beautiful, and they're fully open and lovely, so that the transition between these ones, which incidentally, when you touch them, they actually feel like roses. I'm very pleased with that. So I've got this array of flowers, and I want to do them into something that I call my French-inspired, beautiful blousy design, using the colours of summer. Okay, let us start. Now I've got this big container here. Now I could have filled the whole thing with foam, but I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm just using another container that I've put the wet foam into, because look, when you look into that cavity there, that is a terribly big cavity, and I don't need to fill that with all the foam, all the wet, and I'm using wet, so I don't need to use that. The other thing is, I like to use this container for all sorts of other things, so I just didn't really want to damage that. So if you're faced with oh my goodness, that's a lot of foam to fill that, don't worry about it. Just get a plastic liner and put the foam into it and push it down. Now the other thing that I'm not doing is I'm not bringing the foam right to the top or the lip of my container, because what I'm going to be doing is I want to dig things in and then splay them out. And because they are artificial or permanent botanicals, I can bend and manipulate with them, so that's fine. Now you can either use just the flowers and no foliage, just flowers and no foliage, but I always like to add a little bit of fresh foliage with my silk flowers, and I also like to incorporate fresh flowers into it. So you can have a standalone design, or and then you can just put some fresh into it. So by using the green foam, I can continuously keep that wet so that I can put fresh foliage in with it. Now we also have here at Prestige Botanicals, I've got some artificial gum that's absolutely beautiful. There's two types here. I really, really like this, and it's nice that it actually looks like the colorway on the back is exactly like what nature's done. So I've got that particular type of gum, and I've also got this gum. I'm not going to use all artificial. I'll just put the artificial in at the end to show you how you can use it, because at the moment I've got access to gum. In fact, it hangs over the big tree down over the road and the fence just along from here by the golf course, and as I go past I just think I'm doing them a service. Right, I've also got some lovely magnolia here. I love magnolia because it's one of those beautiful leaves. It's got a lovely sheen to it. It's a beautiful size, and when you see with the green of the hydrangea and the green of the leaf, it's just another tone and texture and sheen which is going to lift my design to another level. Okay, so I'm just going to push this in and around and down into the foam, like push it down. This container is really beautiful, so I actually want to see that lovely rounded shape of my design. So I'm not going to cast that, throw that away, and I don't. Actually, what I'm trying to say is I don't want to cover it up. I'm that excited about myself today that I'm got to just sort of like hone myself in. Now I'm just going to, all the foliage was cut to about the same length. I'll just take those leaves that are going to actually make it all mucky down into my to foam, get rid of those so that you've got a nice clean space. Now the other thing, if you're ever worried, hold on, I'm just going to show you this right now for those who are new to doing design. If you're never sure about the height or the width or, how long your foliage should be, my rule of thumb is to keep it to the size, the width of your container. And all your foliage cut to that, and that's going to give you a nice rounded form. And if you want to extend, you can extend once you've got your round shape. And I love that lovely big full round blousy look. So as long as it's about the diameter of your container, you'll be fine. This in and out again. I don't know why I just didn't get a wee bucket that I could lift in and out. So I'm just going to use 4 bits, and when I'm putting the foliage in, what I'm doing is I'll just lift that up for you so that you can see. I'm just using from the corner, like right at the edge, right at that edge, and I'm just sort of pushing that down. Now you might be thinking, oh my goodness, she's not leaving herself much room. There's plenty of room in here. Okay, I'll put that to one side. Okay. Get rid of that. I don't need you at this stage. Oh, hold on. I actually also had some fresh. So if you don't have any artificial, if you wanted to, you can just put in some fresh or some artificial, whatever you wanted. I'm just going to put a couple of bits into there, which are just drape down. And because I've done that on that side, I'm just going to do the same onto this side. Just a little bit of green. And it's actually, I'm just going to steep it up a wee bit as well too. So when you see that, that's sort of like falling down and that's sort of like going up a wee bit. But that's okay at this stage, because at the end, if we think we need a bit coming down, we can attend to that. Now with these flowers, when it comes to designing, I always like to use the big things first. Now the size or the length is also exactly the same as the width of your container. But instead of cutting these, my tip is to bend them up like so, and you can use it another day. If you want to cut it, you can cut it if you want to, but I don't know what else I want to do with these. And then that can just get pushed. It's a good worker, and I'm going to take that low because it's so big visually. If we take that low into the design, we're not going to, I don't want it sitting up here, because if I have it sitting up here, I've got to fill all this in around here. And as I said, this is going to be a round design. I'll get into like looped arrangements and Hogarth curves and all those other types of designs in due course. Let's just keep it really quick and easy and basic at this stage. Okay, so I put that on that side. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that over there, and if I want to, I can just bend that ever so slightly so that that goes down, but at this stage I'll just keep that sitting up there. I could actually push that down a wee bit further, but but it'll do. I'll fix that in due course. Okay, now with these beautiful peonies, I've got 3 of these. So I'm going to put one into there, and then with this one, bend that to the same size, take that. I really would like to cut these, but I don't want to cut them yet because I'm going to be left with these short flowers. So I've got that's extending out a wee bit, and I've just taken that down just a little bit. And when I'm doing my placing, it's almost as if a triangle. If that was the tip of my triangle, we equal distance to the next placement, and then equal distance again to the next placement that I want, where I want to put it. That can just go down into there. So there we have, look at that. They're up in there in the middle, sitting nice and proud. So I've got these big ones down here, and I've got these here. You could use, if you wanted to, you could use another 2 of the hydrangeas, and you could have one there, and you could have one on this side. But I think I've got enough for now. And also, I'm working with the amount of flowers that I've got, because I only got 3. They only arrived in 3 when they arrived just the other day. Now with these, I've got this lovely space in here. So I'll put that into there, and I've got 3 of these. So what I'm going to do with this one is, I just feel that I would like that to be placed into there, and then I'm going to bring this one around, and I'm going to put it into there. Near enough is good enough. Oh, you have got no idea of how I want to cut these. And then that can go down into there. Oh, look at that. That is starting to look absolutely beautiful. Now with these 3, I'm just going to take them up ever so slightly into the centre. Look at that. I'll have some up and I'll have some down. And if you're ever stuck, just look at what nature does. And on when they're growing naturally, some grow up, some go low, some are really long, some are really short. So you just place these as you would like them, as if it was on your bush. So look how that's all coming together. I've got another one here, so I'm just going to bring that down to there. This is actually reminding me of Marie Antoinette. You can just sit into there, and I've got another one of these, and I've got a little hole into there. So I'm just going to place that into there. Now I am going to go in with another pick, because I've got this foliage around the base. Let's just bring a bit into the middle, and I've got another little space into here, so I'm just going to put that there. Now this is when I want to introduce my cheats way of designing. So you've got this beautiful arrangement, it's all into the wet foam. All you have to do is remember to keep that wet. Now let me show you how you can just get a few fresh blooms, put those into it, and take your design to a completely different level. One moment till I get them. And I am back. Look at these beautiful spider mums. Now, I've bent a lot. I'm not quite happy with my dimensions here, but right about now, I am about to sort that by using these beautiful, fresh mums. Now, these weren't very expensive. So I don't, but they were in a vase. They weren't really going to be that. Well, it wasn't really going to be a statement, was it? But this will be a statement once I am finished. So go through and then cut all of your mums or your spider chrysanthemums to the same height or the same length. And you'll see that nature's done this amazing job of having everything. Like, I love how these grow. Look at that. They're all intertwined and all messy and beautiful. And some are looking up and some are bowing their little heads. They are just delicious forms. The other thing is that they are the perfect colourway between the pink of the peony, the colours of the petals of the large rose, and the almost a little bit vibrant more, it can be seen when you look into these lovely little the little Floribunda rose. So once you've got that all sorted out, and like as I said, clear all of the foliage that's on your petals Oh, down the stems, get rid of all of those. These leaves, I think that nature might have been a bit exhausted at the time that these petals they were deciding that this flower needed some foliage, because they do bruise, and when they go off really fast. So just remove all of those, and then it's just a matter of, now that there, when I look at it, it's sort of pointing down. So when you place it so that it just goes down, and that's going to give you that natural look. I've got a little space in and over here, so I'm just going to go up and place those, and I'll show you in a moment what I'm trying to achieve. But look at that. Oh, goodness me, a bit rough. Put that into there like so that droops down. And then going into the centre, oops, I should have cut that. Now the other thing about these, when they are like droopy or like pointing down, put them in the sun and they will find the sun and they will start to come up. Very clever, these flowers are. Very, very clever. Put another one into there, but it just gets, like adding the fresh, just adds a completely different look. And you just have to, when you're placing these, don't be afraid, just get in there and place them down in amongst your, oh, that is gorgeous. So I've got this rounded, now hold on, I want to show you something that just needs to be addressed. So when I look around there, I don't see anything, but I can by putting that flower into there. That just, see that I love the shape of the vase, and I don't want to hide that. And I think that what's lovely is your eye swoops up to here, and the beauty of that flower is actually seen. I love that delicateness that you get with them. And I've still got a few more, so I am not going to waste them, so I'll just put them down. And some of them I'm putting in a little bit lower, and some I'm putting in a bit higher. But there you have an easy way of getting a few fresh flowers of your choice, adding it into a design that you've already created. And then the other thing, I did say that I would show you how you could take this to another level, and I'm going to do that now. So basically we've got something that's round, but just get rid of those. But what you can do is just put in another couple of, a little bit of bay. I love bay, I love the fragrance of it. But just by putting in a few taller pieces, you've actually extended it even more visually. I hope you've enjoyed that little lesson in the fundamentals of design and putting things together, and knowing that you don't have to cut, and yes, you can put fresh in with artificial. I hope you've enjoyed that. I've enjoyed sharing that with you, and I'm really, really pleased with the new flowers that I have created that is going to take your designing to another level. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again another day.